The purpose of the app is for owners to have complete visibility of what's happening on their yacht, even when they're not there. It's the hub of the communication between all of the co-owners and what's going on the yacht itself. When you're on the dashboard, you simply click to drill down to a particular aspect. So if we click on yacht location, it tells you that whichever yacht it is, where it is at the moment. So on this file, you've got a copy of the insurance policy and a brochure on the yacht, the registration, the VAT registration, the VAT paid certificate, and the idea is literally that if you ever needed any formal documentation on the yacht, this is where you'd find it. The galley, the idea of the galley is to be able to show people what the yacht is, maybe images of their forthcoming holiday with you on board or something like that, or just generally to remind yourself what a lovely yacht you have. And there's a video of the yacht, so you can see her in motion, and sometimes images of the interior and a general walkthrough. The yacht rotor is a very integral part of the app. It has an algorithm for people to actually select their usage. The idea is that nobody gets too much over any other co-owner, that it becomes totally and utterly fair. If you own a quarter of the yacht, you will get a quarter of the high season, a quarter of the mid-season, a quarter of the low season, etc. And the algorithm makes sure that if you didn't get a particularly good quarter of the high season in one year, the following year you will get a better quarter of that same high season. Each time it's your turn to choose a week, the app notifies you and says it's your turn to choose a week, and it will give you the weeks that you can choose. And it just goes round and round until everybody's chosen their weeks, and in the following year that order would reverse or change in some way or another, so that if somebody chose first in 2021, in 2022 they would choose last, or nearly first, nearly last, whatever it is, but just to bring it fair so that over a 3-year period nobody has any advantage over any other. It's also weighted to the size of your share. If you have a 12-week share, you get to pick twice as often as somebody who has a 6-week share, so that the 6-week shareholder doesn't get to pick all the good weeks, and even though you've got a bigger share in the boat. So under key contacts, it's a quick fire way of getting hold of the person you need to get hold of, whatever the issue may be. It may be that it's somebody operational from Yacht Share Network, or mechanical, or it may be some marinas. There's a complete list of all the people we think you might need to get hold of very quickly, and their numbers and contact details are there. So the maintenance schedule is a key part of understanding what's going on with the yacht. The idea is that there's constantly bills being paid and issues arising, and by clicking on to the maintenance you can see what has to be done, what's still in motion. And equally, when you're on the boat, or if you've just returned from the boat and you're back home and you thought, oh, so-and-so needs fixing, that door squeaked, or that was loose, or something or another, if you haven't told the crew on board or any of the ground crew, then you can always add it to the app, and the relevant person will pick it up. The maintenance is broken down into two primary areas. One is scheduled maintenance, which is what Yacht Share Network plan in advance, where we know what the boat needs. For example, each life vest has a service life of about 1 or 2 years before it needs to be checked and serviced. Each fire extinguisher, the boat every year comes out of the water and is anti-fouled and polished, and the anodes are changed, and so on. So those scheduled maintenance details are put into the calendar, both for the crew to work against, the ground crew or the yacht crew, as well as for the co-owners to understand what might be happening when. The other aspect that we have is unscheduled repairs, and those are things that arise, and it might be reported by an owner that they've seen something and want to add it to it, or it might be a case of just something suddenly happening and we say, right, okay, we've just had to do this quickly because that broke or whatever it is. But we put it all on there so that when you look at the financial running of the vessel, you can almost cross-reference it to the repairs, whether they were scheduled or unscheduled. So the other aspect that, the other facet on the app is the finance. And the idea behind that is to give co-owners real-time visibility of the maintenance account, money coming in and money going out. So the co-owners can see that their fellow co-owners are up to speed with their contributions as they should be, and at the same time see what bills have been paid, when they've been paid, and even drill down on those bills and cross-reference them to the maintenance schedule, for example, or ask a question why we needed to pay X for that. And sometimes even, and we're very relaxed about this, for co-owners to do their own due diligence and say, that seems expensive. Let me see whether or not the annual insurance, whether I could get it through my broker for less, and put that forward as a suggestion. It's about sharing best practice across Yacht Share Network, and if somebody can bring anything to the party at any time, we always welcome it. So the chat feature is really a group chat environment. Again, no fixed agenda. It may be that somebody posts on there, hey, I'm thinking of going to Cabrera, anybody got any advice? It may be, do you know what, I've just had this most amazing restaurant meal in this cove that we discovered, you guys really should go, or any other topic regarding the yacht that people want to discuss. And everybody is notified of any messages that are posted on there, but you can switch that off if you don't want the notifications, because you're a busy person and you don't really want to get caught up in the chit chat, and you'll just have a look at it in your own time when you scroll through one day in the future. And likewise, there's also the forum for a swap facility of timings. So you may find that you've got the 5th of May booked, for example, and you've now just been invited to a wedding that week and therefore won't be able to make it. So you want to post on there, can't make my 5th of May week, looking for suggestions from somebody, and you're almost inviting either for somebody to say, yes, I'll swap it, or somebody to say, do you know what, I'll buy it off you, and make a contribution to the maintenance account for you if I can use that week if you can't make it, etc. The 3 key things about the app are the calendar, so that you choose and can see your weeks, the visibility of maintenance, so you can see what's going on at any one time, and the ability to communicate with your fellow co-owners through an environment where everybody can benefit from your experiences.